Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing tonight? Well, lack of sleep caught up with me. I slept a lot today, but then I'm sitting here kind of bored. I was looking for stuff to watch, and there was nothing that interested me. So I thought, I'll do a pop-up live, see if anybody's busy, bored, whatever, wants to chat. So I was going to drop something here if I can find it. Oops. Give me 1 second here. There we go. See what I got in here. I got Busby's in here. And Michelle. How are you guys doing? Saying hello to each other. Busby, what's your name? His first name's Chris, but we just call him Busby. Just got up about 2 hours ago. Yeah, I woke up. What time did I wake up today? I woke up at 7:30 this morning. Couldn't get back to sleep. Stayed up till almost 11. Then fell asleep. Woke up at 1. Sitting here thinking I should do something. The next thing I knew it was 3. And then I was watching some videos. And the next thing I know it's like 6. Then 8. And I was like, okay, I got to do something. So, yeah, it's crisp. But we just call him Busby. Trying to stay awake. That's one of the things. Like, I either got to go live and do something, or I got to find something to do, keep myself busy for a while. And I seen Nate's not going live tonight, so it's just like, well, maybe I'll pop up for a while before if Mike goes on tonight. So I dropped a link to some people if they want to come up. If not, I'll just sit and chat. They'll listen to me. So What's everybody's plans for the week? This week I'll be having helping out with the Helping Hands for Cruising on my Thursday live, and I have to message Crystal or Meg and let them know what else other times I'm available. And I got some ideas for those programs. And then the next week we'll be doing, which will be the 9 plus 7, the 16th. We'll be doing a cook-along thing, and we'll be making some, what my son calls dirty ribbons, which is his take on the classic Reuben. We're not big fans of sauerkraut, so he changes out a few ingredients, and I'll be making that. It's quick and easy, and then we can chat. And then on the last week of the month, we'll be talking essential oils again, and we'll be doing lavender. And lavender has a whole bunch of uses. Everything from topical to aromatic to internal. And of course, I'm only talking about the one company, the doTERRA, because I know they are pure. So, but I'm not going to go into that. That's for the last week of the month. Go by Busby because Chris is so common. I don't know if someone's talking to me or another Chris. Exactly. It's like we've got so many Troys in our group, and what other ones do we have a whole bunch of? We've got at least 2 Tommies, 3 Troys. I'm trying to think. I know there's a few other multiples, so this is a lot easier to have a unique name or nickname to go by. Sorry, I'm shaking and petting the dog. Yes, there's multiple mics. Yep. I think there's a few Tracys and I'm sorry, I'm shaking. I got the laptop on my lap, so. And it was just, I don't know, I was having an off day too. So maybe that's part of me being tired. We can't wait to hear about the lavender. Oh, maybe I was going to do a recipe later this year, but maybe I'll do it that night too. Maybe I can do my live from the kitchen and make it the one recipe with lavender in it. Thanks, Busby. I'll make a note of that. Maybe I'll make that recipe, and then I can do something else for the recipe I was going to do. Yes, there's only one V. She's special to everyone. She's unique. Hello, Michigan Carol. How are you doing? Yeah, V is special to everyone. She's a very good friend. I've had some fun experiences with V already. I've only known her 2.5 years now. Met up with her several times, and we went to. First time I met her was just before Ontario 21. We went to Port Elgin on that one. She picked me up. I was at a LARP event. She picked me up there, and because it was close to her trailer, and we drove down to Ontario 21 for the day. And then she came down to visit me here. We went for bridge fries. She did a live stream from under the bridge, and then she joined me at my place and helped me do my very first proper live stream. I had a couple of attempts that were failures, but my first official live stream. Was here and helped me. And then I think November that year, I got to meet up Steve. And then we did an adventure between Christmas and New Year's. We went over and visited Crystal. That was a fun experience too. Hello, James. How are you doing? Getting excited for that cruise? I'll be helping hands for cruising next Thursday, or one of the ones that I pick up. I'm gonna do a topic maybe to help you and the other recipients get ready in the last minute stuff. I'm not gonna give the whole topic up. Hero having kind off day 2. Good to have some company. Buzzie's asking how you're doing there, James. Couldn't think of a catchy name when I set up YouTube. Well, it's not hard to change the name, but we all know you as Michelle Lenarda, so it's. I just went Michael and Spoiled Mama because I just didn't want. I had it originally set up by my full name, and it was like, I don't want my full name out there too much. Not that it's a popular name, but that's when I come out with Spoiled Mama. Just watched the video of the hotel. I was very impressed with that hotel. We were over at Crystal's, and it's like, oh, we're gonna find the hotel for the night, and we were looking and come down to a few, and we kind of like that one, well, the name of that one, and when she was looking it up, and it's not like a big fancy hotel. It's a very, very comfortable hotel, and the room wasn't overly fancy. Sorry, I didn't think of video of the room before we slept in it, but the beds were so comfy. It was just like, sunk into it, and the pillows were just like squishy marshmallows. It just got all cozy, and it was like out. It's like I didn't want to get up in that morning, but I had an appointment back in town here, so otherwise we probably would have slept in a bit. And the food, like, it was phenomenal. Ourselves. Yeah, we just stayed for fun. Actually, the B and Steve had come the night before, but they were late getting here, so they kind of crashed at my place. But it was like the couch and I have a lounge chair that they crashed on, so it's not very well, they're comfy, but there's no privacy or whatever. So we just we went over, we visited with Crystal and her family. We had dinner together, and then we went back to the hotel. We did some shopping too while we were over there, and then we crashed for the night. Got up early on the Friday morning, and came back to town. But it would have been fun to spend some more time together. But maybe next time. Hello, I'm Zaxon. Good to see you. It's nice, like, to be able to go and pop over and see Crystal. She's nice and close. I've made a lot of good friends through YouTube. Even my son's girlfriend made a comment today about that. Your mom and her YouTube friends. I'm like, yeah. So make me do a lot of thinking today about my YouTube friends, because you guys have been here to chat with. I'm just kind of having a rough time because I haven't heard much from my other little group of friends. Two of them I've gone from school with, and we talked all the time to up until we got together on my birthday. I wasn't able to get together because August was the one friend's birthday. I wasn't able to get together on that weekend because I was involved with LARP, and I gave warning in advance that I wouldn't be available that weekend. She was fine with going the next weekend, but then everybody decided to go the weekend I was busy. And then I'm not sure what happened in September, October. She wanted to come down here so we could all go out and around her dad's birthday, and it was like, I told him in advance, I'm going to be away on the cruise. So we didn't get together then. Usually we get together in November, December before Christmas. Didn't get together. Let's sit one of the guys' birthdays. I managed to get to that, but my other friend from out of town couldn't come. So we didn't get together then. And then they said, well, we'll get together. And he mentioned they wanted to get together in January. January's came and went. Yeah, like you say, Busby, life gets in the way sometimes. But we used to always chat like lots and lots on Messenger, and like I came back from the cruise and said I'm back safe and sound, but unfortunately I got an extra souvenir I didn't want, and it's like, oh, sorry to hear that. And then like nothing, didn't hear from them. It's like I posted it in like our Messenger group. It's like, okay, I'm finally negative. And one friend was like, yeah, let's do lunch sometime. It's like, anytime. Nothing. I was like, so I'm having a pity party over it. I don't know what to say to them or just let it go. Probably should just let it go, but I don't know. I'm having a pity party. Hello, Krubby. Good to see you. Welcome. Hey, Sean S. You saw me on? You're about to crash? I've been crashing all day. I needed this to keep me awake and keep my mind busy for a little while. Although I did record a kitchen CSI this evening, but it's going to be a different kind of CSI. Instead of, you see the clean kitchen and then you see the aftermath. This one you don't get to see my son, but you get to see him making something, so then you can figure it out. You're actually going to get to see the process, so you get to figure it out. I just have to edit that. I've done a bunch of LARP videos. I've done 2 other kitchen CSI. I did an ASMR video, and I've got about 3 or 4 shorts. So look forward to seeing a bunch of the things coming out over the next several days, 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks until a LARP event again, so I've been getting those out because the LARPers like to see them. Oh, I also did a short one on, called it LARP Mom. Because you guys get to see all the other ones, video or pictures from LARP, but you don't really get to see me because I'm behind the camera. So I went through the LARP Facebook group and found a few pictures of myself that others had taken of me. So I put a little video together of that. It's like less than 2 minutes long, but it'll probably drop in the next week. Oops, where am I? Yeah, Busby's a good one to chat about that, Carol. Like a lot of people have different abilities. This is a good forum to reach out and chat with people, make connections. Yourself, Busby, James. Getting along with humans is incredibly difficult. And the thing with that group of friends, we hadn't really had a lot of contact, rarely off and on, up until I think it'll be coming up on 4 years in June. And the one friend that we've been friends with since grade 10, his mother had passed away and he'd already lost his father. My parents are already gone. In our little group, there's 5 in our group altogether, but 3 of us have gone through school together. And one's my friend says kindergarten, and then one says grade 10. One says kindergarten. She still got both her parents. One, her dad's early 90s, and her mom's mid 80s. Her mom started to fail a bit, but it, and she was talking to us about a lot about that. But when my friend's mom passed away about 4 years ago, we made a commitment that we were gonna. We hadn't got together much, hadn't talked much. Like let's get together as often as we can, or stay in touch. And it just feels like things are kind of drifted lately, but that's another thing. I'll have my pity party, or I'm going to say something, and I've got other ideas too, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do what I was thinking. Nothing to myself. I was just thought maybe I should leave our chat group, but I won't. I would just let it go for now. Yeah, we're entitled to our feelings. Hello, Lily. How are you doing today? Yep, the CSI. This one's going to be good. It was. It was kind of the deal. He let me video. I didn't get him other than his hands doing the video, and I cleaned up his mess for him. I was kind of doing it as he went, so it wasn't a big mess. Because he knows I've been doing the kitchen CSI. We talked about it a little while ago. It's like, you're going to do my thing and show my mess again? It's like, no, I can show the process. And so we decided that was okay. Everybody say hi to each other. Thanks, Sean. And Sean's been quite busy. That's going to be awesome to see you. Yeah, she's been a little worn out between work and weather. Sorry, Carol, I didn't see that. No, I make friends pretty easily, but I'm kind of in your face type, and if people don't like me, that's okay too. Fabulous, darling. Yep. I'm going to pop over here. Send a check. Got a message. Just. I didn't decide to do it. Jump on here till probably about 8:45. I'm gonna do this. Fine, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Just advice to you and everyone: always be yourself, and love yourself above all. Yeah. I don't have. I'm saying I don't have a lot of friends. I know there's a lot of friends here. Don't get me wrong there. That I don't really have a large group of friends in my age group, and that's changed with YouTube. However, but I have my one friend lives known since grade 10, and his partner live in a little community half an hour up the lake, and my other friend since kindergarten and a friend of hers that's in our little friend group are from 2 hours the other way, so it's not like we can just pop over and visit each other. That's why it's been helpful when we were communicating through Messenger. And if we do meet up, then we have to plan ahead that it's going to be on which day, and we're going to meet halfway in between, or we're all going ones from up here, the two guys, myself, go down, either meet them halfway, or we go all the way down there, or they come all the way up here. But then we don't get to stay together too long because they turn around and go back the same day, and that 2 hour drive, and it's not, we don't get to see each other a lot, so that's what's, I haven't seen them since my birthday, and that was 6 months ago. So that was kind of, that was the hard part. It's like, okay, well, other than the one's birthday in December, and there was like 20 other people, so it wasn't like really you got a chance to chat and catch up. It was like brief dinner, cake, and then I had to go and meet my oldest after that, because my oldest was going to be in town. And now he lives half an hour away. It's another thing. All right, cat's meowing in the background. Um, my boss retired like 2 years ago, January, and my coworker and I used to get together all the time. Or I seen her every day, and now I've talked to her like 3 or 4 times in the last 2 years. I was like, it's another to make arrangements to see each other, and she's always busy or whatever, and it's like, whatever. Yes, I'm feeling sorry for myself, so let's be silly. Yeah, I'm not gonna ditch my friends. Although somebody told me after my birthday I should have ditched my friends, and then made a rude comment to me, and I was like, that's another thing. That's my friend. That's my friend because she doesn't mind my weirdness and insanity, or the fact that we've all turned nocturnal because of Mike. Yeah, yeah, and not really close to family. Since my parents passed, my dad's side of the family, I see what's going, what their kids and growing up and everything through Facebook. But last time any of them contacted me was my one cousin on that side contacted me 2 years ago this week to let me know her mom had passed away from the big C. And my mom's side, I see my one cousin because he's my pharmacist. When I go to the pharmacy, my other cousin has been working in nursing up in Nunavut. So she's gone for months, and then she's back. Well, she's back, but her husband lives in Port Huron, so she's crossed there, spend time with him. I see my one aunt, every few weeks because she lets me borrow her car. But it's like we don't, we'll sit and visit. So my YouTube friends or my YouTube family or my no family, but they're all gone, and friends none here in my woods, but bears and deer. Thank Bride's integrity. It's all Mike's fault. Yep. Close with two of my 3 daughters and talk to the other one when she can. I'm really close to my twin sister out of the 3 of them. Well, my youngest lives with me and his girlfriend, but he is social anxiety, so he spends most of his time on his computer in the basement, and comes up once in a while I might see them 2 or 3 times through the day. My oldest is works in town here, but they bought a house, and I'm proud of them for buying a house. But they couldn't find anything here, so they ended up 40 minutes down the river. And my adopted one, I haven't seen him since before Christmas. Uh, so just kind of missing them. I know it's that empty nest thing too. Not quite empty, but close enough. Because, but yeah, I think it's the weather too. The weather's not helping the last couple of weeks. Sorry, I'm fidgeting. It's been miserable. It's been cold. We're all stuck indoors with this miserable cold, and I think today's one of the second days I've seen sun in the last 2 weeks. Mood disorder, fibromyalgia, anxiety. It's hard to keep friends. Plus, there's a lot of challenges. Yeah. I have dealt with depression before, and I don't know right now if it's kind of a seasonal thing or whether it's, I don't know. I'm not to the point I can't handle it. I think it's just blues or whatever. I'm really shy when I first meet someone or when I'm in a group. I'm not good with communicating with people. Not witty half the time, and I don't know what to say. Yeah, I've been there, done that. I agree. We need some sunshine. Yeah, oh, somebody just pinged me. I'm right here, guys. I'm just responding. Oh, oh, wait a minute. Dog's moving. Okay, adjust a bit and try not to hit my webcam. Oops. Oh, okay. Not sure if that's a premiere or not. Video just dropping. Oh well. Getting together with a friend this week, so it makes me happy. Yeah. I can't. I used to be a lot more shy. I still am. Maybe it's awkward too. It's just like I can talk to people, but making new friends outside of YouTube, it's been, and a lot of and the thing too is my oldest said, like to see you making, with your new YouTube friends because they're more of my age group. Because it used to be hanging out at the house before we moved was a lot of their friends coming over and spending time with them and their friends sometimes because they'd be playing D&D or I got involved with LARP with them and um, it's not I wouldn't go down and invade their territory if they were down in the basement or whatever, but sometimes I was upstairs and they come up and invade my territory and we'd hang out. So it's an adjustment. I still, I spent time with them at LARP, and that's most of them are the 30 and under category. whereas my YouTube friends seem to be the 40 and over, closer to my age. That noise was down there. But yeah, definitely smaller groups. Carol's asking Michelle, "Are you coming to M23 again?" Let's see. Let's see what happens. Michigan's still a ways away. Hard to plan that far off. Yeah, small groups are more intimate and personal there. And a huge group of friends can be overwhelming too. Sometimes we just need downtime in our space. Yeah, it is. We're getting up into those years, and it's sad to say some of our friends are not around anymore. And that's kind of the reality check too. It was like turning a big number soon for this year, and it's like, geez, I remember back when my parents were hitting that age, and they're starting to lose their friends. But hopefully, we got many more years. Many, many, many. Hello, Jill. Welcome in. I'm sorry, I'm having a pity party tonight. But we're talking about friends, and we're talking about dealing with, dealing with the emotions and mood and stuff that's going on, and the weather's been. So whether it's the weather's bringing us down. I forgot. Yep. And I've had some look, I don't know, call them friends, acquaintances I haven't seen for years, but that have lost kids, and that's been a hard one. It's like, wait a minute, we're not supposed to outlive our kids. But I would say it's not funny, but the outliving the kids thing. My dad passed away in 2010 at the age of 80. His mom was still alive. She didn't pass until the following February. She even gave my aunts crap because they didn't want her to go to the funeral or the funeral home. It's like, that's my son, I'm going. And she was 99 at that point in time. It's like 99 and a half when she passed. But she outlived her oldest son. No, my next oldest, my aunt, passed 2 years ago with pandemic. There's two aunts still left out of that side, but I enjoyed the meetup last year. It was nice because if Sandra and I wanted to go to the group's campsite or go for a drive, be alone, yeah. And that's what I noticed when we were at M22. We could sit with a group at the campfire or whatever, or we could, go. You can get up and go for a walk with just one or two people, or go for a drive, or you could just go back to your campsite if that's, And the same when with the pre-cruise meetup, for us to get all together, we were hanging out in the lobby of the hotel. It was a big area, but sometimes it's like, okay, I just need a break, and you go back to your room for a while. And same with the cruise. You can spend the time with the other YouTubers. You can go places with a great big bunch of them, or just go activities, or you can just go sit in your cabin for a while and recharge, take some downtime. Busby, why are you punching Jill? Oh, I see it. I think that was supposed to be a fist bump, not a punch. We only give love taps in here. Don't hurt our friends. Oops. I jumped. Do not do games. Oh, all my friends are older than me. Younger friends are still into games, and mine. Well, there's a few older ones in this community, older than me, that try to play that garbage. And I'm not into that either. I'm not into the drum. I'm not into the head games. I'm not into people that mess with my friends. Don't wear large crowds, and being outside was nice. It's never hurt your friends or loved ones. I still have fun and pick on my friends, but I don't do well with childish stuff. Yep. I'm a silly. Yeah. Being outside was nice. And the campgrounds or whatever, you can take off and go for a hike or for a walk or whatever. Speaking of, we have Ontario 22 coming up, or 23, sorry. I'm getting a little behind the times. Ontario 23 coming up July 21st to the 23rd. You can contact me or B for the details. It's going to be up near Dorset, Ontario. So it's a little hike from the border here. But it's beautiful surroundings. There are going to be 2 locations. There's a VIP area for, I would say, first come, first serve, as long as space lasts. And then there's another area nearby for camping, and be setting that up. So you can contact her for details on that. Anybody, and I know there's a few people coming already. We already have a commitment from Mike, sorry, Traveling Adventures with Mike, and Troy S. have already made a commitment to come. I'm pretty sure Crystal's already committed to coming. There's a couple others. Oh, Lee Mai Assalone is going to try to make that too. We had fun getting to meet him last year at Ontario 22, so he's going to try to help out and make the Ontario 23, as long as he's in the area. Jill Dills was here. Oh yeah, you met Jill. You got Jill and Mike. Sounds amazing. That's going to be fun. We get up to shenanigans. I guess we should have to get together with me and plan out some more details, activities. She's looking into some of that. I don't know about being there, but I know Ray's supposed to be going to Michigan. But Crystal's got that couple Ray's hostage. It might make it the trip over to Ontario 23. I'll have to get some pictures of it at various places. It's a well-traveled cup. Surprise! It's got around without getting broken. I didn't touch anyone's butt. Just saying. Okay. Didn't pinch any cheeks or any peaches, apparently. That would be at M23. Okay. Good to know, James. You got an eventful year. Got a cruise coming up, and then meet up, something nice. Also, about you, we're a bit too high. Shaking my head. Shaking my head. Sorry. Itch my. The other thing today, my eyes have been, it's either watery or itchy. It's driving me crazy. Maybe it's a dog. I don't know. Well, I know I'm allergic to dog hair and stuff, but maybe it's more of it on the couch here where he likes to lay. Got that one. Channel name. You said the channel name Lemai Asalome. Yep. Sometimes Lemai gets in the chats. It's been in mine a few times. He gets in V's quite often, too. Still here just eating. Ew, avocado. You can have it. I don't want it. I haven't eaten yet. I haven't eaten supper yet. I had a piece of lasagna earlier today that was left over. I've been snacking, as I shouldn't be. I just don't feel like cooking tonight. Like, I could warm up soup from last night. Maybe do that afterwards. Tomorrow I'm making burritos. I'm making everything from scratch, except for the tortillas, of course. Maybe I'll do a video of that, making the different parts of the tortillas up. Or the tortillas. I don't make the tortillas. Making up the different parts of the burrito. I make my own corn and bean salsa. I have to make some Spanish or some Mexican rice. I already got the taco seasoning mixed up that I use with the chicken. Hello, Dirk. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Hello, Dirk. I'm gonna try avocado soup. Ugh, sorry. I am not a fan. I do too, Gillette. My big thing is this texture thing. Like, I can eat anything made with bananas or whatever. I cannot peel and eat a banana. It's just a texture thing. And that's been since I was a baby, because my mom said I would just spit it right back in her face if she tried to feed me banana. I tried eating avocado and it says, ugh. Stop yelling at me. I'm right here. This is how Dirk types. Lily doesn't like avocado either. Although there is one thing I would like to try, and I really need to get the recipe from my friend Troy that lives in Canada, not to be mixed up with my other friend Troy from YouTube. Although the week that I did the essential oil, because my friend Troy in Canada is my upline person from the essential oils, he was lurking. He didn't say anything, but he was lurking and watching. So maybe the night I do the lavender one, he might be lurking again. But he has a recipe for a chocolate pudding that's made with avocado. That I would make and try. And if I don't like it, I'm not going to make it again. Jill, should I? I think that's something to do with the avocados. Oh, guacamole. Yeah, I tried making guacamole too. I thought I'll try it that way because my adopted son likes guacamole. I'll make it. I made it with a recipe that you use one of the essential oils in. And I had it out. I was trying to do an open house with the community around here, and I thought, well, I'll make this guacamole up. And I made the black bean brownies, which I'll make those again in an upcoming live stream in the next couple months, I think it is. I made those. I made the guacamole. I made the ingredient or the recipe with the lavender, and nobody showed for my open house. Out of 70 units here, not one person showed. So the kids ate all the stuff I made. I tried the guacamole, did not care for it. Reminds me of baby, and it has that texture, yep, that consistency. No green baby. But apparently, I've seen, wasn't an episode, it was an episode of Queer Eye where the one lady had mixed it with sour cream or something like that. And it's supposed to keep it from turning brown. And I know supposedly when you put lemon or lime juice or whatever in it, depending how you make it, it's not supposed to turn color, but I don't know, it still turned color. Went from somewhere between the icky green to a light brown, but we're gonna get into the conversation on poop. Oh, this chat right down here. I don't know. Breastfed baby poop is usually yellowy, but anyhow, I've seen. But that's. What else can we chat about? What else? What's exciting coming up? Anybody got anything exciting coming up this week? What is this week? This is a. I was saying to my youngest is like, I know February starts out people I know or people that I've been close to, a whole crap load of birthdays this month. I can't remember. Wasn't anybody on the first? There used to be somebody on the second. The twins that I was a nanny for had their 35th birthday yesterday. Not that really dates myself because I was in my 20s when I was. That was third. No, theirs was on the third. Fourth was a friend I met at a jamboree. I was like, today, and something was the fifth. Something was the fifth. And then the clued in was like, my former boss, the doctor I worked for, was the fifth. My nephew's is the sixth. My mom was the seventh. My adopted son's on the eighth. And then my 12th, it was the older brother to the twins I nannied for. The 13th was one of my aunts. The 14th is a friend from LARP. The 18th was another aunt. The 20th was my cousin and my dad's. 21st is a cousin to the ones I was a nanny for that I used to babysit when their parents went away. It was like every day. And then March is just as bad with cousins, and my youngest has a birthday in March. And it was like too many birthdays between February and March. Fighting the losing battle to stay awake. Have a great night. Well, good night, Michelle. Thank you for coming in. Depends on what they eat. Yep. Get a massage more. That's cool. I would love to have a massage. Actually, I would be happy with a visit from my I'll say my chiropractor, because I don't go to the chiropractor, but my adopted son, who's 6'5", he gives me a hug and he bends over, give me a hug, and he just stands up straight. When he does, he pulls my back and it goes crack, 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 and then I feel great. So I don't need a chiropractor. I just need a visit from him. Jill, incoming mail. Okay. Your daughter will be 27 on the 26th. And I have my niece will be 24 on the 25th, I believe. Yeah, because my youngest will be 25 in March. And she's a year younger, so she'll be 24 on the 25th. Oh, pow, Busby. Uh-oh. Good night, Michelle. And Lynn needs a massage. Have a fabulous night, Michelle. I gotta figure out some other things to do some video. I need to get out. I think that's the other thing. I need to get out. But not having a vehicle has made it a little more challenging, and I don't want to walk too far. Um, there is a park over that way, but as long as it warms up, and then we were up to 38 today, Fahrenheit, up 35 right now, but there's a nice park. I wanted to get over there in the summertime because it's got beautiful gardens and that, but I don't know what it looks like in the winter. They have a resident squirrel over there, a white, it's an albino one, so they refer to her as Pearl the squirrel. Although I've never caught sight of her. Um, yeah, I just need some nice weather so I can get out and do something. Because I know you're getting tired of seeing snow. So I'm doing my snow shorts. You only get so much. Callie, who was laying right up against my leg. Jane's or Wednesday, Dr. Rose. I hope that's healing up quick. Good Canadian dessert to try. You know, the one that I took to M22 last year was pretty good. Butter tarts. There's always beaver tail, which is something kind of like an elephant ear type thing. Nanaimo bars. I've made those before. They're a little bit of work, but they were good. It's like the bottom is like it's like cocoa and coconut and bunch of other things. Like it's got a solid layer, and then there's it's a little bit thicker than it's between like a custard and an icing type layer, and then the chocolate on top. It's really good. Nanaimo, Nanaimo. Nanaimo is a place in British Columbia on Vancouver Island. What else is good Canadian dessert? Anything with maple syrup, of course. For a massage I paid for, but it expired in November. Luckily, the spot they were still on it. That would be nice. I've never been lucky enough for that. I got a thing for nails once, and it's like I don't. Actually, my nails are growing pretty good right now, but it's not a thing I go out and do. I sometimes was a company one of the moms from the office worked for. It was called Jamberry, but they changed the company a bit, or something got changed in the company. I'm not sure if the name's still the same, but they were like a vinyl wrap you stick on, and then you file off the end. I like those because it lasts like 3 weeks. Me and trying to put nail polish on, I make a mess of it. That's awesome. That's relaxing. Awesome, Carol, enjoy it. No skin on leg now, he said. Grow back one day. Wow. I don't like coconut or most fruits. Okay, pudding. That's Jane's. Maple syrup makes anything better. Yeah, maple anything is delicious. Not maple flavored, actual maple syrup or maple sugar. You used to find that, dude. Like they would boil maple syrup to part the it crystallized and it used to become like a hard sugar, and you used to be able to find like little maple leaves. It was like between a crystallized sugar and a fudge consistency. And that was really good. And I haven't seen that around much. Um, I do have some maple sugar that V gave me. It's really good. You can sprinkle it on everything. Making peanut butter balls sometime this week. They are delicious. I would love to make some peanut butter cookies. Unfortunately, I think it's like this much peanut butter left. I have to add that to the grocery list. Peanut butter and ketchup. My son used up the end of the ketchup tonight. And I just went to the grocery store yesterday morning. Of course, I didn't think of those things. Oh, no, you didn't. Never had real maple syrup? Well, the best Canadian maple syrup comes from Quebec. And according to V, you don't buy maple syrup in a plastic jug. Usually in a tin can or a bottle. I haven't had real maple syrup. Well, we had a bottle of it around here. It's pricey nowadays. Um, we had a bottle around here. That my youngest, when he worked for the catering company, he catered a wedding, and that's what they gave out was bottles of syrup, and we used up the end of that. I think last year, but we use table syrup right now, whether it be like the Aunt Jemima or whatever that kind of syrup is, and I was like, it's not the same. It's what? Yeah, stuff apparently in the States, the better stuff comes from like the Maine, Vermont area. Like 4 containers of peanut butter. Well, one time we had like 2.5 in the cupboard. Now it's like the last one, there's like this much. So hopefully I can get some on Friday. Remember here, Hang Bucket make syrup. Yeah, my friend Troy in Northern Ontario, they have several maple trees on their property. The last 2 years, they've tapped them, and I think they made like 2 small jars of maple syrup out of all the sap that they've got out of the trees. Of course, your maple syrup's locally up. You're back out of taking meds. Yeah, don't forget tonight. And we have a conservation area just outside of town, about 20 minutes. And every year they do the big maple syrup festival, and they're especially I think it's like March. They do a pancake breakfast, and then you can tour the sugar shack and watch the process of them boiling down the maple syrup or the sap for the maple syrup. Where are you? He's in Pennsylvania. And then what else did I do? Videos for. I still have 2 from Christmas and New Year's that I haven't released. I noticed those last night. Got it buried. Maybe drop them. I don't do a lot of with the family in it. Try to give my kids some privacy, but they know I do YouTube, so they put up with a little bit of it. Like I did release the video of them decorating the Christmas tree. But that's always a fun event. And Mom got to take it down, but it's easier to take down than. I hummed and hawed whether I was going to leave it up for New Year's Eve or not, and then New Year's Eve day, I took it down, and packed it in bins, and it went back downstairs. Now, if I could find my bin with Valentine stuff. I don't think I have that much, though. I got more. I think I have more St. Patrick's stuff than I do have Valentine's. And then, what else is in? What else we got? Oh, we have Family Day. I forget what you guys have. You have President's Day or something that day. I forget what it told me on the calendar. Not sure if it's on this calendar or not. It doesn't say anything. So that's on my calendar out there. The President's Day or something on the 18th. Something to that effect. We have Family Day. They came out with that one about a decade ago since we didn't have any holidays in February. So that's our chiropractor's only allowed to work on spines. My knee has been cracking and painful. The one we used to go to, he did all kinds of different parts. He's taken was it my shoulder or one of the kids' shoulders? Like grab the hand, grab the hand and from the end, and then kind of give it a shake and pull it. And it's like cracked it. um, he's done my hip too. I'm not sure. Well, it's like those twins I nannied for. I babysit their cousins when the parents would go away every year on vacation, and the two grandmothers would take turns staying with the kids during the day, and then I would stay with them from the time I was done work till the next morning. Got them off to school, and then um, the oldest one's an entrepreneur, and then he's a partner in what business? He's a partner in a distillery in Texas. One's in, I think that one's in Dallas Fort Worth. The next older one is a chiropractor in, I want to say, not Corpus Christi. One of them was in Corpus Christi. I think he's in San Antonio now. I know a lot of people in Texas between that family and YouTube. And then there was a daughter. She is a child psychologist in Alberta, and the youngest one's the only one in town in that family. That family have 4 kids, and I think the oldest has 3, the next one has 2, the next one has 1 that I know of, and the youngest has 3. It's like and that's just a one family. It's like, whoa. The parents of those families, there was 5. There was 4 girls and a boy. And then they all got married, had kids, and at the time, I think there was 17 grandchildren. I babysat all but 2 at some point in time. And now all these kids are married and have kids. And a lot of the kids are almost grown up themselves. And the 20th is President's Day. Is that one? Yeah, this one Family Day is this year. That would have been my dad's birthday, the 20th. Something you need to, yeah, orthopedic should be checking out, and little winter tune-up, maybe hyperacupuncture. First chiropractor had one screw up my back and tricked me into continuing to get his help and a sign of paper he said was for his insurance to cover it. Come to find out it was to cover his ours, so I couldn't sue him. I don't want more doctors in my life. Well, knock on wood. Where the heck's wood? No, it's okay. It was me knocking, Kelly. I knew that was going to happen. It's okay. It was me. It was me. It's okay. Yeah. Knock on wood. I got the aches and pains and thought of aging, but I don't have too much involvement with the medical system other than when I used to work for it. Yeah, I had the plantar fasciitis in my heels, and that seemed to disappear when I was taking omega 3s because there's an anti-inflammatory effect to omega-3s. If your omega-3 level is higher than your omega-6 level, then and then the joints that wear and tear. I've been lucky, then knock on wood that way, that I haven't had any major issues yet. It's a pain in the butt just to get in to see the family doctor. Like, you get sick or whatever, and you want to see your doctor, and you contact the doctor. It's like, oh yeah, we can get you in 3 weeks. Well, thank you very much. The 3 weeks, I'll either be over this or I'll be gone. Excuse me, do you mind, sir? You're leaning on the computer. Cracking is usually related to arthritis, medial osteoarthritis. Yeah, I'm not sure what would show up in my body. Probably in the knees, maybe the ankles. Not sure what's going on. This has got better, but I think I had pulled something at one time or maybe tore something. It's getting better. I can move it most way. I just don't try to reach down around behind me, which, trying to do your bra up or something like that. It's annoying. and I know I've got a pinched nerve somewhere because this finger, I can feel things. It just gets tingly sometimes. Like what you leaned on your nerve or your elbow or something. What was for dinner? I haven't had dinner. I don't really feel like cooking. I could warm up, which was supposed to be soup last night, but it ended up closer to being stew. I'll warm some of that up after I'm done here. I could have made some tortellini, but I thought that just means I have to dirty a pot to boil the tortellini, and then I'll probably do that Tuesday because tomorrow I'm doing burritos. And yeah, I didn't do as much menu planning for this week, but I tried to do a little bit. Because if I don't, that don't get done. And I'm scrounging to make a meal for myself, and then they make a meal for themselves later on, and that's when I get the dishes and the stuff left laying around. But that makes episodes for Kitchen CSI. But I should have planned better for menus this week. So next, no, because I know I would have thought of maybe usually doing a Sunday dinner with the kids, because my adopted son's birthday coming up on middle of the week, but wasn't sure what his work schedule was. I haven't heard from him, so we might get together next weekend or the weekend after. Who knows? Don't know the schedules. I've been lucky that I've had 2 good ones. I went to one when I went back to college when I became single again. One came out to a health fair out there, and he was really good. We went to him for a while. I don't know why we switched and went to a different one, but the other one we went to is one I was involved with Beavers, which is a younger group of scouting under the Cubs here. I was involved with Beavers, and the other chiropractor we went to used to be one of my Beavers. Went to him for a while, and then we went back to the first one. And something got screwed up in the billing and whatever, and he sent us to collections over a stupid amount of money, so we haven't been back to a chiropractor since. Thanks to the Quackmaster. It's really bad because he ruptured my... You had leftover pizza? Still eating pizza? That's the other thing I should have got, because I have a pizza crust mix in there. I should have got stuff to make pizza. Wasn't thinking there, was I? Rice, I haven't been to a specialist yet for it. Cold weather brings it out, yeah. Yeah, and you gotta watch what you take for it, too. Yeah, and that's the problem, Buds B. I went out yesterday when I got some groceries and I bought snacks, and then half of them are gone already. You got me addicted to snacks. I got, well, I just finished the pretzels earlier, but it wasn't a big bag. It was like $1.50 for the bag. So it wasn't a big bag. I got 3 bags of chips because they were 3 for $1.33 each. We bought 3. I got ketchup, I got dill pickle, and I got salt and vinegar. The ketchup ones and the salt and vinegar ones I put here. The dill pickle ones I put upstairs, so that the other 2 wouldn't get into them. The salt and vinegar ones, there's like this much left. The ketchup ones are all gone. What else? What I got? I got pretzels. I finished those. I got dill pickle chips. I haven't opened yet. I got. I don't know. You guys have the Viva Puff cookies. It's got like a cookie and then like a jam stuff and marshmallow, and then it's dipped in chocolate. I don't know what you guys, if you have them or what you call them. I bought a box of those. They're gone. What else? Oh, I bought a small little package of strawberry gummies. I should have brought other cookies or something, but yeah, I don't need them, but it's just been a craving lately for snacks. Although I did buy stuff to make smoothies, so hopefully get back to that in the mornings. That's right. It's my Pharmacare points. In here, beavers. As in scouting in Canada, there's beavers, cubs, scouts, venturers, and rovers. Beavers are 5 to 7, cubs are 8 to 10, scouts are 11 to 14, venturers are 14 to 17, and rovers are 18 to 26. I was involved in guiding growing up with your brownies and guides, which would be like Girl Scouts, and got fed up with those like second year of Girl Guides and quit. And then I helped out with a brownie group for a year or two till I turned 14. And when you're 14, you can be an activity leader in scouting with beavers and cubs. And my mom had just started a beaver group. They're cute too, the little 5 to 7-year-old. So they had like almost like a little bucket hat that was brown and blue, and they wore a little vest. And they do a lot of crafts and play a lot of games, and it was fun. We take them to camp, and we were smart when we took them to camp. It was a parent and son camp, so we didn't have to deal with things that might go along with having 5 to 7-year-olds at nighttime, whether it be bedwetting or night terrors or nightmares or whatever. So that was more the parents stuff, but we just planned the program stuff. It was fun. I did that for from 14 until how old was I? Till my late 20s, early 30s. And then I took time off when I had my kids, and when I think my oldest was still in Beavers when I went back. And then he moved, or maybe I didn't. I think around in there, because when he moved up to Cubs, yeah, He went to Cubs. I think it was second year he was in Cubs. Then I went back to being a Beaver leader. and he was getting bullied in the Cub Pack. So at the same time, they were taking swimming lessons. Wasn't private swimming lessons, but it was through we're at a therapeutic pool. And since my kids had ADHD, they qualified to have swimming lessons there, so it's more one-on-one. And there was a dad there, and I seen him doing some order things that had Scouts Canada on them. It's like, you're involved in scouting? Yeah, I'm with this Cub Pack over at this church. And then we got talking about my youngest being bullied in Cubs, and he said, "Bring him on over. We'll take him in." So I moved my oldest into his Cub Pack for the end of that year. I think was that his last year Cubs? Can't remember. I think it was his last year Cubs, but he had a phenomenal time over there. They moved up to Scouts, and at that same, and that's following September, he moved up to Scouts. My youngest was old enough to move from Beavers to Cubs and went into the Cub Pack, and I helped that gentleman with his Cub Pack and became a Cub leader for another probably 10 years. In the time that my oldest went through Scouts and went into the Venture program for a year or two before he quit. But while he was in Scouts, he met this guy he became really good friends with, and we consider my adopted son or their brother, because they're that close. And he met him through scouting in that group. And my oldest dropped out second year of Ventures. My youngest dropped out of scouting. I can't remember, the first or second year of Scouts. He just wasn't enjoying it. And I think I did another 2-3 years as a Cub leader, and then I retired from scouting. I had over 30 years in scouting when I retired from it. So. And previous to that, my mother had been a Cub leader for years, and then she became a Beaver leader. My dad and my grandmother and grandfather all had been involved in scouting, so that's why I have a scouting background. And then my mom and I had gone out when I was in grade 8. She went to the first jamboree in 1977 and helped out on staff. And then when I turned 18, we went out to Alberta to the Canadian Jamboree, just outside of Calgary, in 81. We went back out there in 83 for the World Jamboree, was that same location, met some fantastic people from different parts of the world, and they had come there and met the snowbirds. They did a plane demonstration, then they landed back at the airport, and then a bunch of them traveled out and signed autographs and took pictures and stuff. That was kind of cool. And that was 81, 83 out there. 85, this jamboree was in Ontario. In 89, there was one in PEI. I went to that one. And then went back in 93 to one back out where the first one was I went to. So it's a good experience of scouting. Here also some foods can inflame arthritis. Yep. Foods that are high in omega-6 stuff, so the oils and stuff like that. The omega-6 fats are more of a inflammatory response in your body, whereas omega-3s, the fish oils and that kind of stuff, is more of an anti-inflammatory response. That's when I was taking the omega-3s. That's what I found out that helped my heels. Yep, finished leftovers tonight. I just ordered super expensive turmeric supplement. I have cream. I go to aquatherapy in 85-degree water 5 times a week. That's what my kids went to swimming lessons in the therapeutic pool, was where It was at a location where they do children's therapies and stuff, and then they take kids with disabilities into that pool. But the ADHD was considered a disability as well, so that they could have the private one-on-one or two on, like one kid with one instructor or two kids with one instructor, and that was the most. And the gentleman I met that was the cub leader, his kids were the same age as mine. His oldest was the same age as my oldest, and his youngest son was the same age as my youngest. So they had the same instructor to the two of them, which was the kids got to know each other, and that when they were in scouting together on top of that. But that pool was a therapeutic pool, and it was like 85 degrees. We got to book it sometimes for the cub pack and take kids swimming there, and it was a lot easier than the other pool we had is the YMCA, and that was a joke for swimming lessons. There would be one instructor and like 8 kids, and like my kids weren't advancing in their swimming lessons, and wonder why, because it was one person trying to do all these kids, and there's kids were sitting on the side half the time. And hot tub 5 times a week. I wish. That sounds awesome. I think they did water aerobics at that pool too. I'm shooting for a gym membership. Yeah, I mean, gym membership I'd be able to afford is be like Planet Fitness, and they don't have a pool. That's why I don't stay up late with Mike. I need to be at the gym at 10 a.m. It's 10:21. That was 6 minutes ago. I'm behind in chat. Oh no. Not sure how many hours ahead you are. 30 years. Holy cow. Yeah, I have. I got. They give you a little pin with the number of years on it, and there'll be a little crest. Sometimes you can put on your uniform, and I got a 10-year medallion the one time, and then they also put me up for an award for, was it like a Medal of Merit or Medal of Good Service or something, for being in for a long time. Hello, Sharon. How are you? I had people have asked me if I was still involved in scouting. It's like, no. When you get to the point, the kids you've had in scouting are, they're doctors, or actually, one of them is. It was this little, I want to say he was like East Indian or something like that. He was so tiny. He is a doctor. He is, he deals with immunology and the immune system and all that kind of stuff. And it was interesting to see his perspective in different. Was interviewed by another doctor from here because he's in Toronto, on his perspective on the pandemic. It was really interesting to watch that. Warning Adventure of the Seas tomorrow. Oh, awesome. I wish I was cruising again. I would love to be there. 2 things I want to be able to do: cruising and going back to Cuba. So I'm gonna my bucket list to do again. I would really love to be going on the Carnival Pride with the rest of the bunch in March, but after saving up to go on the last one, it's like just haven't had with Christmas and other things going on, I haven't had a chance to save up. So hopefully in the future, maybe not, sometime next year. But I also want to get back to the resort we stayed at in Cuba with my co-worker. I keep getting things in my news feed on my Facebook people going, and it's like, oh. Although I'm kind of sad about that, because with the pandemic, there's a lot of the workers I got to know that had to leave Cuba, and not by great means. The one that was so expensive, and he had to travel through down into, I would say, Honduras, and then over into Mexico and up and around through Texas and that. And he didn't quite get to Miami. He's working somewhere in northern Florida, and another one of them is in Miami, which I was kind of wishing the one that's in northern Florida would have got to Miami, because I was hoping we could have met up in Miami before the cruise, but that didn't happen. But it's a dream. One day I'll get back. Have a great time. Take lots of pictures and video. Think of us. Maybe get some discounts in email. I don't know. It's not so bad the cruise. It's the airfare and it's the exchange from Canadian to American. That's what. Like I had a great deal going on the cruise before. With going with Amy, I got a great deal there. But there was part of it that I did have to pay Amy back for, and which wasn't a large amount in American dollars, but when converting it as Canadian, and the dollar sucked back in October. And then Crystal found a good deal on a flight for us too, but paying her back, it was the exchange on the dollar that it was ridiculous. I'm just gonna put the links down here. It was ridiculous. It's like, if our dollars could be closer together, I would be going sooner than later, but dreams to travel. I still have on my bucket list, I gotta make it to 2 Canadian provinces yet. I doubt I'll ever get to the territories, but that's too cold in the winter and too buggy in the summer. So I need to go to Nova Scotia, which is where one of my biological brothers lives, and Newfoundland. So those are 2 I would like to do on an East Coast trip sometime. I'm not sure what the is right now. Oops. Canadian to US. Where are we at right now? Oops. See if I do it US to Canadian. Now, $1 US is $1.34 Canadian, and it was $1.41 when I exchanged money in October. So it's better, but be nice if it was closer. I remember when I was younger, there was times that we were at par, or very close to being at par. And there's not any good cruises really that go out of Canada. It'd be different if they did like an Alaska cruise that went up from Vancouver up. I don't know, maybe there is one, but still would have to have the airfare. Have a fun and safe cruise. Whereabouts are you going, Sharon? What ports? Oh, looking at videos there's a few that stayed on Carnival Horizon and did the back-to-back. That looked really cool. That would have been a dream to say, okay, I'm not coming home yet. I'm staying for another, I think it was a 6-day cruise that did the Western Caribbean. This way the Carnival Pride would be cool. That does it's doing the Western Caribbean. Belize, Cozumel, Roatan, and Grand Cayman, I think it is. I think I got a picture from Fantastics that has it on there. Those would be cool places to see too. And then Amy's going on a cruise in April, and I think it's Western Caribbean. Then she goes to Cozumel and Belize, I think, on the Carnival Dream. Carnival Horizon, and those ones are definitely the Pride and the Dream. They're definitely boat sizes I wouldn't mind. I don't know if I showed the picture. Probably did. I don't think I could go on a boat bigger than the Horizon. I do have it. Because the Horizon, if I look at just pictures of the Horizon, it seems big. Oops. But you put the Horizon is the small boat in that one. The other one is the Carnival Celebration. It's like, I don't think I could do that big. Horizon was big enough. But the Pride and the Dream, I think, are a bit smaller. The Horizon was 100. They measure by ton. And Horizon was 130, around 132, 133, 134 in there. And I know the Pride is like 85 ton or 83 ton. So more of a nice small size. That's Costa Maya and Cozumel 5-day. Oh, nice. Please tell me the name of the town for run. Dorset, Dorsct. We will have the information on the campground that she's contacted. If you contact her, we have questions on that. Let me find the right page here. If you want to email her, oops. Oh my goodness. I'm going to spell it right. Pretty sure it is out of the head, but double check. No. That's her email there. Want information about the campground? You can contact her there. It's Ontario. Whoops. ON. Oh my goodness. I cannot type tonight. ON 23 is July. Oh my gosh. July 21st to the 23rd. And it's up in Dorset. Come on. There we go. Just we chose a central location because there are people from Ontario, from the northern part of Ontario, that would like to attend. Hello, Trouble. Been a while since I've seen you in here. Can't do either. I'm afraid the water even. I've been on. Well, I have I haven't been on a cruise before. I have been on like the huge car ferries around here. Not well, not here. There's one in northern Ontario, or not northern, north of me, about 5 hours. It's one that takes boats over to or boats, cars over to Manitoulin Island. I've been on that one, the Chichimon. No problem with that. I've been on the ones that go from mainland to Vancouver Island. No problem with that. Those ones. I'll be going to PEI in 1989 to that jamboree. Going across before they built the Confederation Bridge. We had to take a ferry across, and that was the only time that I have ever felt seasick. And it was just like, I was like, okay, coming back, no problem. Going across, it was the only time I ever felt seasick. I was worried about the cruise. I brought ginger and what the other, my peppermint essential oil stuff. I brought Gravol, which is the like Dramamine, and then when we were over in Miami, I bought Bonine. So I had lots of bases covered for being seasick. Didn't have any problem on the cruise. None at all. Like the only time, like people said, "Oh, it's really rocking," and I'm like, I don't notice anything. Laying in bed, I could feel like just a vibration. It wasn't rocking. It was just like you felt like you were kind of chugging along. So it just felt like it was this kind of giving you a little sway there, not this kind of sway, and then one in one of the videos I had my sign and sale card hanging up on a hook on the wall, and it's just got a little bit of a sway to it, and it's like otherwise I wouldn't have noticed. I had no problem at all. Now it's funny because looking from the higher up over the rail and looking down, it's like doesn't feel like it's moving that fast. I was down in Crystal's room, and they were down on the lower level, and she had a window there. Yeah, when you're down in that you can see the water with a zooming by, and I was like, holy crap, we are moving really quick. But it didn't feel like that when you're up above or like looking off the back of the boat and watching the trail behind. It's like it didn't feel like you're moving that fast. And I wasn't sure how I would feel like being going from on the car ferries from Vancouver to Vancouver Island or from New Brunswick to PEI. It's like you couldn't see land. It wasn't right there. It was like it was an hour or so too off in the distance. It was like I didn't have a problem then, but like going on the cruise and being a couple days not seeing land, it's like I don't know, but there's enough activities to keep busy and not notice. So that's V's email address if you want to contact her about campgrounds. There'll be more information coming out as we get closer. And that's the date. I spelled July wrong after having problems typing there. Yeah, July. Yeah, it is a hike. It's, I believe, 5 hours for me. It's not a hip hop, skip, and a jump for for some people. So we were hoping we get more than we had for the last couple, so we'll build from there. We're just trying that area out. We'll see how it goes. B lives about just over 2 hours east of me. But when she's at they're at their trailer, she's only an hour, 10, 15 minutes, maybe an hour and 20 minutes away from me when she's down at their trailer. That's quite often when we get together. Once they get their trailer open, that's nice that she's only a couple hours away. Yeah, not too bad. And we got together. Well, I'm 21, and then she came down in September, and then I met the two of them in November. I was at a LARP thing, and they had been in London, which the LARP thing was 15 minutes away. They were in London, so we met up for coffee before they headed back home, and then I think it wasn't until the following spring or something we got together. Again, she came down, and then we got together for ON22 and a couple other times, and then we spent time together for the cruise, and then after the cruise, then got together between Christmas and New Year's. Nope. That would be the wrong link. I'm going to find you guys the link, because we're going to go over to Adventures with Traveling Mike in about 13 minutes. Oh my goodness. How do you give up typing tonight? Because I cannot spell word. Darn. Copy. I'll come back over here. Thanks, Lily. That stream there. There we go. That's the actual live stream one that I just posted. And the other one's a channel. And I'll pin that to the top. Well, maybe he'll take you, maybe he won't come. Go for a walk?
Are you coming?
Go for a walk? Go for a walk. Oh, I gotta stretch first. Go get him. Kelly, go see him. You go for a walk? You actually have to walk over there. I'm not getting up. Callie.
That door. This door.
Back door. Go.
Come in.
It's almost like he needs my permission sometimes. I think it's okay to go. And my son's walking over to meet his girlfriend after work, and he takes the dog for a walk. But sometimes Callie looks at me as like, can I go? Can I really go?
You ready?
He's a silly dog. It's his dog, not mine. He's my sock.
Sit.
You spent the day laying beside me most of the time.
Sit. Wait.
They were able to get connected. That's good. Yep, he's a silly dog. but he's a lovable dog, and he's well behaved now. It did take time for him to settle down too. And then he barks at everything. Like somebody, because our unit is like, I don't know, it's like a U shape. It's like one, two, and the third unit goes into the corner and then down, and then the same. There's people that walk by just to go to their door. Like, they're the neighbors. You don't need to bark at them. You don't need to bark at the mailman or the UPS guy. And like every time somebody goes by the window, drives you crazy. No worries. Nope. My son adopted him in July of 2018 when he was 13 months old. So when they decide to move out, the dog will be gone. I'll miss him. Some white aspects, I'll miss him. Sleeping alone again, that would be interesting to have the whole bed, because I don't get the whole bed to myself. My sister's dog is outside. Now, Kelly's only outside either when we walk him to go to the bathroom, or I cheat in the winter. We have probably a 10 by 10, 10 by 15 patio. And when it's covered with snow, it's like, go out and do your business on the snow. I'll collect it up when the snow disappears. And I noticed some of the snow is melted, so it'll be a chore this week to clean up some of the dog poo. No, he's Trevor's dog. He looks to me for care, because like they sleep. Well, she comes home from work, they'll be up for hours before they go to bed. He goes to bed with me because he's ready to go to sleep. And then, so I'm up somewhat early in the morning, depending on the day. So he looks for me for breakfast and usually lunch, because it's usually about that time before they're getting up, or at least my son gets up around lunch or shortly after. So Nana's already taken him out or let him out to do his business and fed him. So yeah, I will miss him once. I didn't do his birthday pictures. I was treating him like a grandchild. I've done his birthday pictures since we got him. I didn't do one last year, so I'm gonna have to do that. So I have a series. The next thing I know, he's going to be 6 years old in the end of May, and I'll have a gap in the middle. So one of these days, I'll probably cheat and do a 5-year picture. I think I still have a banner in the drawer over there. And no worries, Busby. No worries, Busby. But even, there's a lot of times Trevor will call him over, and he stops and looks at me and is like, yeah, you can go. He's your daddy. Not mine. But he was easy to train. He was very food motivated, so we could taught him lots of tricks. Not just tricks, just even like leave it, because you don't want him grabbing something. So I teach him to stay or to leave it, and I'll put a treat down, and it's like, leave it, and he looks at me and looks at it, looks at me and looks at it, just waiting, and then as soon as I say okay, he grabs it. Or he even does it with, I'm feeding him, he'll stay back about 4 or 5 feet, and then he looks at me once I put the food in the bowl, and it's like, okay, and then he goes over and eats. But he was not quite as hyper as Adelaide, Amy's dog, but he found mischief to get into, chewing things and ripping things apart and chewing shoes and that. So we didn't originally crate him when we got him, but after chewing 3 or 4 pairs of shoes, I got a crate, and when we were out, then he went in his cage. And he seemed to like the cage for like, even when the neighbors would be over with their little girl, and Yeah, he'd go hide in the cage. That was his safe spot. But also sometimes if he got into trouble, it was like shouldn't have made it all the one thing because sometimes we got in trouble and you just like I'm gonna say bed and you go in there. But by the time he was 3, he was as calm as he is now. But he does like to play. Take him out. Unfortunately, we only have the patio. We don't have a yard for him to run around in at this point in time. We take him out on the leash, and my son runs around with him. When I had my vehicle, we would go down to visit grandma's house, and they have a huge yard, and used to love right around there. But there is a dog park. It's just sometimes it's muddy, and sometimes I'm not too sure of the other dogs in there. One time I took him over. There was only 3 dogs in the small dog side, and there was nobody in the big dog side. So he just ran up and down the fence, barking at the small dogs. I had a heck of a time. We'll see what happens. When I get the weather a little warmer, and maybe I'll take him out for walks and do some more video. We'll walk over to the dog park or something. That would be fun if it's not too muddy. There's also, my son doesn't always trust the other dogs. He's gone over there a couple times and he's not been too sure the other dog's in there. So. Well, that was a short trip. What the heck was that? What are you doing back in? That was a short trip. No answer. Oh, it's good to train a puppy even if they don't stay in it. Yeah, because it's a security thing for some of them too. That you can go there and we used to have a cage when we had puppies when I was growing up until they were potty trained, and then that was the only time they were in it was when we went out so that they wouldn't do their business all over the house. You're not crate trained, but you're potty trained. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go over and raid Mike. The link's at the top. I'm just going to grab something to eat maybe on my way over there. Thanks for keeping me company, and we'll see you Thursday night at 6 p.m. for Helping Friends for Cruise-a-thon. I'm not sure what I'll do for entertainment, but we'll figure out something. Thanks, guys. See you at Mike's. Love you. Bye.